Hey everyone, this is Andy from Gizchina, and today we're looking at the Meizu M2. Now this is the smaller budget Meizu phone that was released a few weeks ago. It's a 5-inch device and it has a new physical home button, which we'll take a look at in a second. So this is the packaging that the Meizu M2 comes in. As you can see, this is the Chinese version. It says Meilan 2 on there. Got a few specs on the back. This is a white version of the phone. It says it has TD and FDD LTE support, so it should work outside of China, and we'll test that for you. So opening out the box, inside the packet we've got a screen protector here. We've also got the Meizu M2 itself. We've got a small Flyme SIM tray ejector tool there, which is quite cool, has a nice cloud cutout on there. And we've got a Meizu branded charger. This is a Chinese standard charger, so you'll need an adapter for in the EU or the UK. Alright, before we take a look at the phone, if we just pull that out, you can see we've got this little note in here. Now this is from the shop.gizchina.com, and our team have put this in here, and basically it tells you if you're going to use a SIM in here, use the SIM that is correct size for the phone rather than an adapter for that SIM, because it may damage the connectors inside. So keep that in mind. Got a small pamphlet there with Chinese instructions, warranty details, and we've also got a USB data cable for charging the phone and also transferring data to and from a PC. Alright, so let's bring the phone, move the package away and put the phone there. So as you can see, it's the white version of the Meizu M2. It's got a unibody polycarbonate rear panel. It doesn't remove this, so you can't get at the battery, and to get at the SIM, you obviously use the ejector tool and open up the tray there. It looks a lot like the older Meizu MX3. It's very similar in size. It's almost the same color and design, similar material. It has a different ratio display on here though compared to the Meizu MX3, and also there's that physical home button too. Another difference between this and the Meizu MX3, obviously the MX3 is a much older flagship and this is a budget phone. In China it only costs 599 RMB, and online on the shop.gizchina.com this is around $139.99 with a voucher. Officially through Meizu, through Amazon, this is £139.99. So there are some savings to be had if you search around online. Alright, we're just going to take this protective cover off the phone. So there's protective plastic on the rear and there's protective plastic on the front too. I'm just going to peel that off. Let's peel that off, sorry, there we go. And then we have the 5-inch HD 1280 by 720 HD display. And inside here we've got a MediaTek MT6735 processor running at 1.3 GHz. There's 2 GB of RAM. 13 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front. Obviously, this being a Meizu phone, it is running Flyme. So let's turn it on and take a look. Hopefully we've got power in here. There we go. Just takes a little bit of time to turn it on. Just booting up. While that's booting up, we'll open up the SIM tray. Take a look inside there. Let's get this ejector tool out. So we take a look inside. We've got space for dual SIM cards there, or a single SIM and a micro SD card. Apparently you can run up to 128 GB SD card in the Meizu M2, so if the internal memory isn't enough, you've got plenty of space to play around with if you put an SD card in there. Okay, now I already mentioned this is the Chinese version of the phone. It's not the international version, so it does come with the Chinese Flyme ROM installed as standard. However, as you can see, Google Play Store and Google settings and services have been installed out of the box, so you don't need to do that yourself. If you did buy this phone and you found that it didn't come with those in there, you can always use the Meizu Google installer, which is available from the Meizu App Store. Alright, let's see what else we've got in here. So as you can see, it's running Flyme. We've got our usual navigation areas. We can swipe up from the bottom, and that would show us which apps we've been running. We can also scroll down from the top, and you can see we've got our notification area. If we just swipe down again, we have a few toggles in there too. If you've used the Meizu MX4, the MX4 Pro, or the M1 Note, you'll be familiar with this straight away. It's very, very similar to those phones. There hasn't been much change at all, really, in Flyme. As you can see, you go into the settings area. We've got our usual settings, all in English, and we can slide that over, and we can see a few more details there. Got dual SIM set up there, so we can set up our dual SIM cards there. Languages, we have English, German, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Chinese. Now, as I already mentioned, you can install the international ROM on here, which has a few more languages. So if you don't find your language on the phone as you get it, take a look for the international ROM and install it. If we just press the home button, you can see that we go back. Okay. So now if we swipe up from the top, you can see I've been running the settings in the background, and I can clear that out too. So overall, that's it. That's the Meizu M2. Before we go, actually, we'll have a quick look at this camera. This is the 13 megapixel rear camera. Now, one thing I do like about Meizu phones is that every single Meizu device comes with basically the same Flyme installation. Obviously, this doesn't have the fingerprint scanner, so you don't get the fingerprint settings in the menu, but you do get all the other cool settings, and that means you get lots and lots of great features in the camera application. So you got wide field, panorama, beauty mode, manual mode, auto, slow motion video. We've got a barcode scanner, and back to light field again. So we've got loads and loads of settings there, and it's quite quick to go through all those different things. You've got these manual features at the bottom there, so you can lighten or darken and change the focal point and everything of your photos. And if we just bring this in and have a go, see how fast this camera is. So you can see it's pretty quick, it snaps away very, very fast. Should have a burst mode on here too. It might need turning on, but that's pretty quick. And if we go into the gallery, we've got the pictures here, all saved away, lots of photos already saved away and ready to look at. Now, in the past, I have been impressed with the M1 Note's camera. This is basically the same camera on here, so it should be pretty good. And with whatever upgrades that Meizu have made to Flyme, we should see a bit of improvement there. Okay, so that's it. That's the Meizu M2. It's a pretty nice little phone. 599 RMB in China, $140 online through shop.gizchina.com, or £139.99 from Meizu on Amazon. That's it for now. I'm going to do a full hands-on review of the M2 in a few weeks' time, so watch out for that. Thanks for your time. Speak to you all soon. Goodbye.